Hello everyone, that's me once again, and today I decided to make a video about this perfect tank, Johanna. It's probably the best and my most favorite tank in all of the Heroes of the Storm game, and I've been having great success with it. I mastered the character, and now I will tell you guys what the best build that I found working for me is. So let's get to the talents. First of all, when they say that they're buffing Johanna, when they actually nerfed her a few months ago, what they did was merging these two talents into one tire, because otherwise, having each of them in place, one was tire 4, I believe it was Loves of Hope, and Reinforced for level 1, you would make your Johanna truly OP, like nearly impossible to kill, which she is anyways, but now you cannot take them both at time. So now that you have to choose, I still go with Life of Hope because it gives passive health regen, which early game helps out a lot, so you don't have to run back to your fountain to heal. And it has that great active heal that helps you out, and you can alternate well with your Iron Skin. It's a best talent of choice for her builds. Reinforce would have been good if it was in a separate tree, but as it is, it just doesn't offer enough utility for you. You can try using it in a versus teams with a high auto attack setup, but aside from that, it's just useless. I mean, it's not useless, it just doesn't outperform Loves of Hope. Hold your ground one, it just doesn't work out because your shield is good enough already, that Iron Skin, but offering you just mere cooldown reduction and that 30% HP, you will not see it happening. Better yet, it's just an all-in-one click thing. When a Love of Hope has different set of cooldown, and it has passive regen, and it gives you health restoration over 4 seconds, and you can just alternate your Iron Skin and Loves of Hope, which gives you more survivability and diversity. So once again, it's Life of Hope, Loves of Hope. For Tier 4, I personally go with Conviction, because you want to catch up those heroes running away sometimes, or you just want to use it as an escape mean to give you that extra speed burst, so you can play a little bit more aggressive, and this is what usually works for me. Condemn cooldown is useless because even though you get that reduction, there are just not so many times you're going to be clicking or relying on condemn, and without having any kind of enhancers for that talent other than cooldown reduction, there's no point in taking this one, because by itself it's just a pull that is not. I mean, it's great, but conviction just stands out way more. Uh, this one you are not taking since exposed, because you're not really a damage dealer. Even if you take all your damage dealer talents for Johanna, you're not going to be bursting down anyone. There's no point of wasting a talent choice on since exposed. So once again, my choice is Conviction. I bet you will all agree with me on this one. For level 7, this one is actually a no-brainer, because you are taking Subdue. You want that slow, you want to make sure that your present counts, because you're like a solo tank, you have to be there and you have to be doing the job of 2 people pretty much. So, your enemies cannot ignore you and should be, actually kicking you, punching you instead of somebody else. And Subdue is the perfect talent choice for that. You gain that extra slow. Shield glare duration increase at Zelo's glare is not useful enough. I mean, it comes up, shield glare comes up fairly often. I mean, its cooldown is very viable. It's by itself. You don't need to cast it much more often than it's already been, up for use. This one is, I mean, it could be nice, but once again, you are not a DPS dealer, and there's no reason to take this talent, because they are like each one of them with a slow, with condemn, you will have enough of CC and presence already. There's no reason to be taking this talent. to sacrifice the slow. And you know, we all need slow, so no one runs away from you while your team just taking apart the enemies. For ultimate, my personal favorite is Fallen Sword. I found it having most utility overall. You can use it kind of for damage. Like this is the talent that you can build up your damage of at the end of the game. You'll see like big numbers. Blessed Shield, no matter how many times I try it doesn't seem to work out, even though it offers stun and stuff, but it just doesn't work out as well as Fallen Sword. This one you can use also as an escape ability. You can use it as a damage finisher because you just, you know, it's like a teleport pretty much. And this one you just throw the shield and whatever happens, happens, and hopefully your enemies are close enough to each other so you can stun most of them and your team reacts fast enough. It just requires too much team coordination to make use of Blessed Shield. So Fallen Sword is the choice. Level 13. Here it's quite simple. You take Holy Fury. I mean, my personal choice is Holy Fury. When there's a lot of melee on the enemy teams. Blessed Hammer, I would take pretty much all the time. Oh, whatever. This is a different ability that I was thinking about. Yeah, Blessed Hammer I'm not taking at all. When it was part of you casting Condemn and your hammer started to swing, then yeah, that would have been great. The old school work. But the way it is right now, and extra active ability, it's absolutely no use. So yeah, you are talking about. So I'm talking about taking Holy Fury, or you take Roar for that a little extra damage, which is nice. Either choice is good, but Holy Fury users enough, like lots of melee. For level 16, that's the talent I was thinking about at level 13. Imposing Presence. This is pretty much the way to go all the time when the enemy team has heavy auto attack set up. This will make you survive for way longer. Otherwise, the Fanatism is not useful enough. You are very sturdy. You have means of escape. You already took that Condemn speed, so you will be able to run away, and you don't need Fanatism. Don't waste that talent. Especially Imposing Presence is just way better for most of the occasions. Even when there is just only 2 auto attack damage dealers, it's still way too good to bypass. Holy Renewal, you will take when enemies are, I don't know, I would say that when they have too many casters, but then again, blind doesn't help so much versus casters, so I don't know. Well, yeah, when there are 0 casters, you will probably take this one to get those heals, that little bit help of heals, but it's just not good. It's not good even for that part. Imposing Presence is a better choice. That's what I go with this new build. With this new Johanna after the update. And here, of course, I will take Heaven's Fury to enhance that my ultimate, which will give me lots of damage on top of it. And once you are at level 20, you really start kicking ass, especially with this talent. Another good option is Shield instead of dying. But once again, you are so sturdy, you have so many heals, so many protections that you really don't need to take this one. You might you would be better off pulling up some more AoE damage with that land, and then when you land, you stun and slow your enemies, which will be much more of use than Shield. At which point you still will be surviving quite well. Well, a Radiant Feint you are not going because the initial ultimate is just 2 team coordination oriented, and therefore it's not good. Unless you, once again, you compete on the high levels, and even then, it's very situational. When Heaven's Fury you can use pretty much in any situation. And this one, you're giving shields to all your enemies, I mean to all your allies. It's not really a good choice because I mean, you can take it when someone is playing like Tassadar or something, but then it becomes your only supporting kind of ability, and you're not going to play off Tassadar as the only support in that case. So taking this talent is really useless. unless you have too many squishies and you for real been taking just Tassadar. Um, in a better setups, you will not be able to make use out of this talent. So heaven's fury that is. I hope you enjoyed it. Try the build, and remember, don't overextend. And this is the best tank in game so far.